So as discussed in the earlier video, now the idea is, let's say I am a Paytm employee. Now I wanted to put some restrictions on Kumar, or instead of Kumar, any Paytm user. Here the Paytm users are called as Paytm subscribers. Okay, these Paytm users, they are calling it as subscribers. Okay, so not just the subscriber Kumar here. I wanted to impose these restrictions in general on all the subscribers which are there with the Paytm. How can we do it? Okay, let's go through this simple flow, and once we understand the simple flow, we can explore more and more options on this application. Okay, so once you log in, I have already shown you how to log in. So once you log into the application, this is the home page, and you see it is developed by Isha Training Solutions, and we have Isha Training Solutions here as well. So there are 4 tabs, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tabs. One is this home, merchants, rules, fees and tax, and groups. Here the most important things is rules. Once you understand rules, these 4 tabs are actually very straightforward, not much to understand. So the only thing that you need to understand is rules. Okay, now we apply these restrictions using something called these rules. So I've told you, right, we wanted to implement those restrictions. It can be done via rules. So there are some rules that I've already created, so I can go ahead and delete it. Okay, so let me create a new one now. Okay, let me create a new rule. So I'm creating a new rule. Okay, the new rule should be for any Paytm subscriber. Any Paytm subscriber. I'll say this: restrictions. Okay, restrictions on any wallet. Here, instead of, we don't know if it's Paytm or any wallet, so let me say it's a wallet subscriber. Okay, so this rule applies to restriction. Okay, so this rule applies to any Paytm subscriber. Description. Okay, restrictions on Paytm users. Okay, assuming that the wallet here is Paytm. Okay, now you see carefully here. There are multiple options. We go through these options a little later, but let me concentrate only on this flow here. Okay, so here I'll click on service, and here we'll say P2P service. P2P service means a subscriber to subscribe. Okay, so that is what it is. So any P2P. Okay, so any person, okay, person to person, okay, from Kumar to Mark, or Dilip to Pavan, or anything, any one person to one person. This is a person to person service. Okay, so person to person, that is the service we have. We have the other services as well, which we will discuss little later, but here this rule applies to any person to person transaction. Okay, if you ask me, are there any other things other than person to person, one Paytm user to other Paytm users? Other than that, is there any other types? Yes, there is merchant. So you are paying a merchant, let's say Pizza Hut guy, or a McDonald's guy, or Max. These are all shops. These are all stores. So if you want some rules applied to them, then we will apply the rules to them or restrictions to them. For now, the restriction is from person to person payment. Okay, and the user type, this is only for the subscriber. Okay, Kumar is a subscriber, so we want these rules to be applied only to the subscriber. Later on, we will go through this. Okay, we will go through, and the account is a e-wallet. Okay, this is a e-wallet. There is no other option here. We are just saying that it is a wallet, and the application is developed for e-wallet. Honestly speaking, there is no use of this, but just that they have added in the future. Instead of wallet, we have maybe like a GPay or something like that. You can add that as well. Maybe for that purpose, for future scalability or future purpose of growth, they have added this. But for now, it is only e-wallet. Group and individual, we will look into it later. And user type, we will again look into this later, and service also, we will explore these options later. For now, it is person to person. These rules or restrictions applied to the subscribers and a wallet. Okay, so this rule should be applied both to the debitor or creditor. Again, debitor is where, okay, here Kumar is transferring the money to Mark, so debitor is Kumar and Mark is the creditor. Okay, so Mark is the creditor. Okay, and the same thing, initiator is Kumar and receiver is Mark. So basically debtor is initiator, creditor is receiver. So more or less all these options are same. Okay, these two options are same, these two options are same. So this rule that you are applying, is it only for debitor or creditor or for both of them? Okay, so whatever the rules that you are applying, it should be only for Kumar. Okay, if it is only for Kumar, then it should be the debitor or initiator. Okay, so one of them. So I'll say debitor, or it should be for both of them. Okay, in that case you can select both of them. For now, let's say Kumar is transferring the money to Mark. So Kumar is a debitor, and the restrictions, whatever we are planning to put those restrictions, it is only on Kumar. So we are selecting debitor. Okay, now what are those restrictions? Okay, what are those restrictions we have to apply on Kumar? So Kumar is what? Kumar is a subscriber, and this is a P2P service, person to person service, and it is an e-wallet. Okay, so what is that? First, Kumar should have a minimum balance of, okay, a minimum balance of, okay, greater than or equal to a minimum balance of 10 rupees, let's assume. Okay, to initiate a transaction and send the money to Mark, the minimum balance the Kumar should have is 10 rupees. Okay, per transaction, how much Kumar should send to Mark? Per transaction, how much Kumar can send to Mark? Okay, per transaction. Okay, per transaction. Okay, so minimum is 10 rupees. Okay, minimum is 10 rupees. Okay, and maximum he can send is 1 lakh. 1 lakh is 100,000. Okay, so 1 lakh. Okay, per transaction. Okay, per transaction he can send, Kumar can send, no, per transaction he can send anywhere from 10 rupees to 1 lakh rupees. So he can send 100 rupees, 1000 rupees, 10,000 rupees, or even 1 lakh, because I said less than or equal to 1 lakh, but he cannot send 10 lakhs. 10 lakhs is 1 million. Okay, he cannot send. That is the restrictions I am putting on Kumar. He cannot send 1 rupee or 5 rupees or 9 rupees. He can, minimum he needs to send is 10 rupees. Maximum he can send is 1 lakh, which is 100,000. Okay, the total transaction amount. Okay, the total transaction amount, what he can send per day, total transaction amount per day, he can send, again let's say, okay, here instead of 100,000 we will say 10,000. At a per transaction, as one transaction he can send only 10, minimum 10 rupees, maximum let's say 30,000 rupees or 20,000. Okay, okay, and per day, okay, per day he cannot send more than 100,000, which means that let's say he wants to send 40,000. First time he will send 20,000, and again he will send 20,000. Okay, that's how he has to do, because per transaction we are limiting it to 20,000. But let's say on a given day, okay, let's say Kumar is sending to Mark, Kumar is also sending to Stacy, Kumar is also sending to Emily. Okay, so now Kumar can send at any point of time 20,000 rupees, and overall he can send on a particular day not more than 1 lakh. Okay, and he can also, you can put some more restrictions that per week he cannot send more than 100,000. Okay, so like this you can add. Okay, so per month, okay, he cannot send anything, he cannot send more than, let's say, 10 millions. Okay, like this you can put all this. And transaction counter means per day, if I say 10, okay, per day if I say 10, like debit transactions only I'm saying. Debit means money deducted, credit means money is coming. Here Kumar is sending the money, so it will be debited from him. If money is coming to Kumar, it will be a credit. So we are posting the restrictions on the debit, not on the credit part. Okay, so on a given day, Kumar can send only 10 transactions. Okay, on a given day, Kumar can send only 10 transactions. He cannot send more than 10 transactions on a given day. And per week, let's say, per week, Kumar can send less than or equal to, Kumar can send not more than per week 70 transactions, or let's say 50 of them. Okay, per week he cannot do more than 50 debits on his Paytm account. Per day he cannot do more than 10 debits. Okay, per day per transaction he cannot do more than 20,000, and in a day he cannot do more than 100,000. In a week he cannot do more than 1 million. Like this you are posting all the restrictions on Kumar. Okay, Now, suppose, okay, now if I say go ahead and create the rule, such rule will be created, and Kumar, since he is a subscriber, all these rules will be applied to Kumar. Not only Kumar, all the subscribers, Mark, Emily, Stacy, Praveen, Prashant, everybody who is a subscriber, these rules will be employed, or the rules will be employed on them. Now, once you say this transaction flag as false, which means that Kumar wants to send 25,000 rupees, he cannot send at any cost because the transaction flag is set as false. So in a particular transaction, he cannot send more than 25 because the transaction flag is false. Now, once you put this transaction flag as true, now Kumar can also send more than 25,000, but there is a fee of 2%. If you say this is fee of 200 rupees, let's say. Okay. So now once you say this as true and you give a fine of 200 rupees, which means that if Kumar sends per transaction, he sends more than 20,000, which means that he is sending 25,000 rupees, the system will still allow, even though it is not following this restrictions, but there is a fee that it is charged, which is 200 rupees. You don't want this to happen at all. Okay, you don't want a transaction more than 20,000 to be happened at all. Then you put it as false, which means that at any cost the transaction cannot be achieved. But somehow you feel that, oh, as a Paytm guy, I wanted to make some money. Then there are some rules, may not be this rule, but there are some rules wherein you can mark it as true and then you can impose some fee on that. Okay. And sometimes what happens is you post it as flag as false, which means that more than 20,000 is not achieved, but somehow Kumar is trying to send that 25,000 rupees. Then what you will do, obviously you will not allow, and moreover you can suspend his account or froze his account or stop his account or close his account, or do whatever it is. So let's say I wanted to freeze his account. Okay, now what happens, once he is trying to make more than 25,000 rupees of transaction, you are not allowing it for the first case, and moreover you are freezing the account, but that's not appropriate. But I'm just telling you what is the purpose of this one. Okay, now what I'm doing, I'm putting it as false, which means that more than 20,000 cannot be achieved at all, not even with a charge or a fee. Okay, now this rule you wanted to apply only from, let's say, February, today's date, from tomorrow's date, which is October 26 to, let's say, 1 year from now, okay, or maybe 2 months from now, okay, till December 31. Only during this time period I want this rule to be active. After December 31st, I don't want this rule to be active. Okay, so you want this regular interval, not often, is an option. Okay, now this is what it is. Now you go ahead and create the rule. Okay, like this we can create the rule. Looks like there is some small issue here. Am I missing some information? This is a mandatory. I filled up all these mandatory fields. Output flag mandatory. Okay, so fine charges is also mandatory. So I've given schedule. I've given, so it should allow me to do it. Oh, interval. Okay, so yeah, interval once in a day. Okay. Regular interval once in a month, or this rule should be every day into the day. Now I don't want any fees to be applied, so now go ahead and create the rule. Okay, now you see this rule is created, which is restriction on any valid subscriber. Like this we can apply the rule. Now you got a ballpark idea as to how to use this application. Next one, again I will create a rule only, but let's say this is for the merchants. Merchant is like a Pizza Hut guy, or for a more supermarket, or some Walmart, they accept Paytm, or Paytm payments as well, right? So now we wanted to apply some rules on them. Let's see how we can apply the rules on them.